This is ICASTnews.com, live and direct from United Nations headquarters in New York City, USA, North America. And this is a special Olympic edition of ICAST News. With all the world's attention focused on Pyongyang, Korea. Is it Pyongyang, Korea, or is it Pyongyang, South Korea? It isn't South Korea, but the spirit of Korean unity is everywhere as the Olympic Games get underway with a brilliant opening ceremony. But that's not all that's going on there. This is the center of the world attention right now. And the Dean of Diplomats, the heavyweight champion of international diplomacy, the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, is everywhere. Here you see him behind the scenes talking to some athletes, but he's been in the stands when they had the Olympic ceremony, and most importantly, he's been doing important work, heavy lifting work behind the scenes. He met with the nominal leader of North Korea, 90-year-old Kim Jong-nam, at a dinner. And what did he tell him? Well, his spokesman said, the Secretary General reiterated his expectation and hopes that all parties will use dialogue to achieve the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. But while the diplomatic dance is going on, while Mr. Guterres is trying to use the opportunity of so many leaders there to put the peace agenda forward, especially on the troubled Korean Peninsula, the games are already underway. The athletic games are one thing. Look at this grouping of athletes from both Koreas, dressed in white, united. The North Koreans have decided to join their brothers and sisters in the South. There are 22 athletes from North Korea participating in the games, including a group of women who will be in a joint Korean ice hockey team. But truth be told, few of the North Korean athletes have a chance at victory. But in another game, they're already scoring a big victory. It's the propaganda game. And they've got a secret agent. She's been sent in on what's been called by the Japanese Prime Minister dangerous smile diplomacy. Look at these fur-hatted representatives of North Korea. One of these women is the sister of Kim Jong-un, Kim Yo-jong. Kim Yo-jong is the lead person representing North Korea. This Swiss-educated millennial, this screen-ager, is said to be the propaganda chief in North Korea, ready to present a softer image, not like that of her big brother, the man Donald J. Trump, President of the United States, dubbed Rocket Man. She's there as an agent of influence and appearance and symbolism. A telephoto lens caught her in the reviewing stands not far from the leader of the American delegation, Vice President Pence. But we're told that Vice President Pence and she did not really have a conversation and that he ducked out of a dinner where she was going to be present. Well, it's all part of a propaganda initiative. And the propaganda initiative started yesterday. Well, look at this big scene with that purple field of people lined up. A massive mass demonstration of the masses who support Kim Jong-un, the leader of North Korea, the man who is making the military might of North Korea shake the United States, the man who the President of the United States calls Rocket Man and vows to destroy should he do anything with his new rockets. But he has made North Korea a force in Asian diplomacy. And, well, take a look at this piece of streaming video propaganda presentation right out of the Stalin Mao handbook. This display of might, this parade of nuclear and weapons ambitions brought to you by North Korean television yesterday. This was a celebration of the anniversary of the North Korean armed forces. And not only did they have strutting soldiers out on parade, they had all kinds of weapons. This is the kind of thing that makes the Day of Defense Attaches. It's muscle on parade. It's masses on parade. It's, well, an old Stalinist way of doing things, showing off all your weapons, showing off all your tanks, your armored personnel carriers, your new kinds of rockets. It's all there, all of everything. It's a mighty and thunderous show, propaganda on parade, the military beating to the drum of a martial society that starves its people to be able to afford all of these weapons. But my goodness, doesn't it make an impressive show? They're just going in their tanks. This reporter's experience, of course, is after a parade like this, you walk out on the parade ground and the street is littered with nuts and bolts that have fallen off the vehicles. Now, in this propaganda war, the United States does have a point man. And the United States point man is Vice President Pence. He was there. You look at him here, giving an interview to NBC anchorman Lester Holt. Lester Holt is the man who's holding down the coverage for American network NBC, which has the rights in the United States. And Pence came up with a tough message about the North Koreans. He's been quite a hawk in advocating harsh action to stop them. But this isn't all the American side of anti-North Korean propaganda. The best piece, the most telling piece, the most effective piece was pulled off by the President of the United States not long ago at his address, this State of the Union address, to a joint session of Congress and the Senate. He brought Ji Sung-ho, a defector from North Korea, a man who risked his life. See him here with his crutches. This was extremely effective, calling attention to this man who risked his life, who was battered and bruised and shot as he sought to escape. We've covered this for you, from North Korea. Very effective. And taking a chapter from that master of reality television, Donald Trump, his vice president has brought his own prop with him. Not that the man is a prop. It's the father of Otto Warmberg. Otto, you remember, is that American college student who was held for a year in jail, and because he did not get proper medical treatment, died in the prison. He was said to have violated some arcane law in North Korea. There's a law against almost anything except a law against too worshipful conduct towards the leader Kim Jong-un. He died there. And bringing him along, Pence is making a statement. But of course, this is a hard statement for America to make because the entire world knows that America, under the Trump administration, has backed away from vociferous advocacy of human rights and just wants to do business. So in the big game that's happened already, the propaganda game, give at least a silver medal, maybe a gold, to the North Koreans for putting on a great show, and there's more of that great show to come. So it's left to what? To the Americans, to the American team, to the red, white, and blue, to the American athletes. They should really clean up at these games. Clean up because they're well prepared, well funded. You can see here they're well garbed. And also, their arch rivals, the Russians, are not present in large numbers, being punished for state-arranged doping at the last Winter Olympics in Sochi, Russia. So the Americans may not be winning the propaganda war, the propaganda games go to the North Koreans, or maybe to the people of Korea, who are actually having a few moments of peace and at least the dream of unity. But the medals, oh, the real Olympic medals, probably will be going in large number, gold, silver, and bronze, to athletes from the freer part of the world, from the British kingdoms, from the British Empire, from Australia, from Canada, and yes, from that country that revolted against Great Britain and has become the first big republic in the modern world, the United States of America. Propaganda to the communists. Athletics, Team USA. For ICASTnews.com, live and direct from United Nations headquarters in New York City, for our special edition, Olympic Style, with 5 rings, I'm Jonathan Sanders.